Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Bharata First Time Frank Rausan Pereira. And since you're here, please like the video, subscribe, and share the content so that more people get to know about us. It's that time of the year where the UPSC CSE results have been announced, and I've been talking to toppers, I've been talking to achievers. Today, I have another achiever, another topper who has taken one step closer to realizing a dream, and it is indeed a dream come true for Gamini Singla, who has achieved the third rank in the UPSC CSE 2021. And it's a pleasure to have her here on Bharata First.
Cracking UPSC CSE is like running a marathon. To get across the line, you need the right guide and training partner. Look no further than Bharata First Knowledge Center, your one-stop destination for all your competitive exams needs. Classes by the best names and subject matter experts in the field. Courses designed to address all aspects of the challenges at hand. Highly affordable courses priced at less than 150 rupees. Register now at kc.bharatafirst.com or download the Bharata First app now. Avail discounts of over 90%. Happy learning.
Gamini, first and foremost, congratulations. An amazing feat considering that this has just been your second attempt. You're still a very young lady. Amazing to see you achieve all of this at such a young age.
Thanks a lot, sir.
So what does it feel like? I mean, did you believe it when the results came out? I mean, what was the feeling like? Take us through that.
Yeah, so the first reaction was when my brother just called and he told me that it's rank 3, and I was just like, show me the list, I want to see the roll number once. And then when I saw the roll number, and then I was just like on cloud 9, I think, yeah. And it was an overwhelming feeling. I was full of gratitude and happiness. And that was it. And it took time to process. And it would be wrong to say if I say that I have processed it, because I'm still processing it with all the it's been tiring, but really it has been a really nice feeling.
I'm sure it is. You must be on top of the world. You spoke about Cloud9 as well. All these things go well together, but you also spoke about tiring. So take us through the journey. What was the most challenging aspect over the last couple of years since you've been, on this journey? Because this is your second attempt. In your first attempt, you did not get through the first hurdle, but in your second attempt, you made it all the way through and so beautifully at the third position. It's wonderful.
Yes, sir. I think the journey itself is very long and it demands a lot of consistency and perseverance. And the words might seem very easy, but to maintain them is very difficult. So to put 9 to 10 hours a day daily, that becomes really challenging. And sometimes there are days when you're not feeling well, when the marks are not good in your mocks. So those times become very challenging when you sometimes start doubting your preparation, or you hear something new has come in the market and you have not followed it. So those times of self-doubt, I think, are challenging, and it needs a lot of grit, I think, to be able to stick to your preparation and to have faith in yourself. So yeah.
Talking about sticking to your preparation, over the years, we've seen several toppers, we've seen several people who have cleared one of the toughest exams in the country, talk about their own strategy, talk about their own way of doing things. So did you have your way of doing things?
Definitely, sir. I think that this strategy must be unique. You should refer to other people's book lists. You should refer to their resources, because at the end of the day, they have cleared the exams with those resources. But your timings, your strategy, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? I think these are the things which are unique to a person. And to be able to clear this exam, it is very important that you know yourself very well. So a strategy must be unique. I would like to insist that again.
What was a day in the life of Gamini Singla like when you were preparing for the UPSC CSE? What was it like?
Okay, so to take you through, I think my day would start at around 4:30, or I would wake up. I would try to wake up at 4:30. By 5, I would be up. And I am a morning person because I like to study in the morning hours. And specifically, I'm living very close to nature. So I had this motive in mind that I should have studied for at least 1.5 hours when the sun comes. Before that, I should be able to study. And in the morning itself, I used to put 3 to 4 hours without any kind of disturbance, because I thought that that was the most productive time. Then I would take a break. I would have my breakfast and everything. Then 1.5 hours study again. Then I used to study in the slots of 1.5 hours. In the evenings, I used to keep myself a little free. When my parents were back from their work, we used to sit around the table and have a little bit of talk. I used to go for a walk to keep me rejuvenated and refreshed. And then in the evening again, I would put some time after my walk is over. And then I would go to bed early, because at around 10:30, so that I can wake up early in the morning. So this was
Quite
an
a hectic
average
day.
day. Yeah, but I think it was hectic indeed. But I think it was very satisfying also at the end of the day, when you were able to do what you had decided in the morning.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all your hard work has paid off as well, and you're bearing the fruit of that hard work and that labor right now. You spoke
Indeed.
about doubt, you spoke about how to stay on track. Uh, what kept you going whenever this doubt crept in your mind, whenever you felt maybe things are not going your way? What kept you going? What kept you in the game?
So, personally, what kept me going was that I knew it at the back of my mind that I want this thing. And because I have been craving for satisfaction in any kind of career. So, I knew that I will feel satisfied only if I get through this. And I would take a moment to mention this, that your motivation is one thing, but your discipline is also very important. So, your motivation is something which is a long time thing. But for the short time efforts, you need discipline. So I had this thing in mind that for me, satisfaction is not only when I clear the exam, but with the short term goals when I achieve them. For example, one day at a time. So that discipline kept me going. And these were the things that I had just trained my mind that I just have to be disciplined enough, and only that thing. And obviously, the reason I was here was for service. And I knew that this can be a platform which can give me a diversity to work in so many departments and to be able to explore myself to the fullest. And that thought when it came there, and then I just couldn't just stop myself. So I think that kept me going.
It is youngsters like you, it is young women of this country like you who can take the country into the future and build a better and a brighter nation tomorrow. I'm so happy to see someone like you get in to the UPSC to do public service at the end of the day, because you seem like you understand what is happening. Talking about public service, talking about service to the nation, Gamini, what is it that is on top of your agenda? What is it that is close to your heart, really, as far as service is concerned?
So as far as I'm concerned, I just want to contribute to the society in any possible way. I think that the changes come very slowly, and we should take one step at a time. So it doesn't matter the number of people you're impacting right now. Just one person at a time. I think the number will become huge at the end of the day if you just start serving and doing best at whatever you're given. So as far as the departments are concerned, I think every department has a lot of
Not,
scope
not
in
in the,
India.
not in the sense of departments. I'm not asking you to choose and pick anything like that, Gamini. It would be unfair also at this
Yes.
stage for you to do that and for me to ask that of you as well. But from a personal perspective, is it social empowerment, or what is it that is close to Gamini's heart? What is it that Gamini would like to work for throughout her career, not now, but into the future? What is close to your heart?
So for me, I think we are going to be civil servants. And I think that I serve very well, so that anybody who comes with their problems, and in my capacity, I can do whatever I want to do. And I know with power comes a huge responsibility. And to be able to do that responsibly is something I really want from my heart, that I do not miss out on any opportunity and any responsibility that my job would offer me. And
Absolutely.
whatever people expect out of me, I am able to meet their expectations, because at the end of the day, we are there for people. So, not considering ourselves as masters, but in the real terms as servants, is
Absolutely.
something which is close to my heart.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear, Gamini, and so good to see someone, as young as you, have such a stable head on your shoulders and knowing exactly what you want and how you want to go about doing public service at the end of the day. Because, service of public is like doing God's bidding and God's work, and there is nothing better than that. So it's wonderful to hear
Definitely.
that. It's wonderful to hear that. So let's talk about another aspect now. When did you think of a career in the civil services? Because there's a whole other sector out there, the private sector, where many people go into the private sector, want to go abroad after that and do very well for themselves as well. Because many people from your profession, you're a techie by background, so they take that route. Why did you decide to take this route? And when did you decide to do that?
Sir, I feel that private sector is also offering a lot many good opportunities these days, and it would be unfair if I would say that they are not impacting enough. But I think every person is different. So I think my personality just pushed me to choose a job which would have a wider impact. So I myself have been doing an internship in a multinational company, and it was indeed a great experience. I learned a lot, but at the end of the day, I think the reach is limited there. So, but in this kind of services, as I had earlier also mentioned, that the diversity of the services and the meeting the people at the grassroots level. So, when you're given an opportunity to see the real India and work for them and walk along with them, indeed. So, I think that pushed me so well to choose public services over the private sector.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you spoke about your parents, you spoke about going for a walk in the evenings, having that kind of a relaxation time, at home as well. Tell us something about what was the reaction like at home when the result came out, and what has been the role of your family really as far as this journey is concerned, because it's not one person clearing this exam, it's the entire village that clears it and cracks it as well. That's how it is, isn't it?
Right, sir, you're right. So, if I had to mention my family's reaction, so my brother came to me and he was the one who disclosed the news to me. And then my parents are both doctors and they were working in their respective health centers. So I just happened to call both of them and they were overwhelmed. There was a mixture of emotions flowing. If I would name it happiness, it would be wrong. So I could sound the voice of tears if I had to say that. And they were very happy. They were very satisfied. They were thanking Almighty. So that was the reaction. And the second question, the role of the family. I think it cannot be said that it is as you stated, that it is my achievement. I think it's my family's achievement, and I had their back at every point. So when in the first attempt I couldn't make it, so they were the ones who trusted me that no matter how you fail, but what matters is that how much you can achieve further and what potential you have. So sometimes you do not realize what kind of potential you have. So it's your family who makes you understand, and their constant support, their motivation. And as I had always mentioned, that my father even helped me with my studies. So he used to mark the newspapers for me, collect important points, because time saving is very important. You cannot give a lot of time to everything. So even if you can save half an hour, I think collectively it makes a huge difference. So those hours he saved for me, he used to mark. So I think emotionally, my mother was there for me. She was a COVID warrior. My father was a COVID warrior, and still they were managing everything so beautifully. I think this is a learning that will stay with me lifelong, that how you can be multi-talented at the same time and help your children so well achieve their dreams.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. From you spoke about your first attempt as well and how your family supported you through that journey. As far as you are concerned, what did you do differently between the first attempt and the second attempt?
Yes, sir. I think that becomes a very important question because sometimes we are unable to analyze our failures. So my first thing was, and my brother helped a lot to me because he's from IIT Kharagpur. So he also understands that how the examination patterns are. So he helped me to carve out a new strategy. So my first thing was that I analyzed my mistakes. I analyzed my journey well, that I had put so much of hard work, but if still it wasn't enough, so what went wrong? And there were things that went wrong on the day because I couldn't attempt enough number of questions to pass. But I think what worked in my favor was that I took this as an opportunity to correct my mistake for every stage, not only for prelims but even for mains and interview also. So I started with the answer writing straight away, and secondly I went through the previous year question papers, and thirdly the mock papers. I think in my first attempt I did not do a lot many mock papers, and it is not only about taking the exam, it is also about in what atmosphere you give the exam. So in this time, I made a difference to go to a nearby school, sit there under the same atmosphere as I would have to face in the examination hall. So that also made a difference. So all these things collectively, I think, helped me improve over my mistakes. And fourthly, I would also suggest that I had maintained a timetable and I used to monitor where my time goes. So these all things I think help me improve.
Absolutely. Practice, more practice, some kind of a clear schedule and a fixed timetable, and being in the right mental frame of mind is what is important, is what I get from that. Before I let you go, Gamini, there will be so many youngsters, aspirants who would like to follow in your footsteps. What would you like to say to them? Any advice that you'd like to give them? Any reading material, any information that you would like to pass on to them so that they too can benefit?
So, sir, I think till this day, there's a lot of information about the reading stuff that we used to do, and I will do a detailed strategy on that. But for now, I think the mental framework is very important for this exam. The kind of motivation you have, because you see your friends progressing, and in this exam, the results are not very easy. So you tend to get the results very late. So I would tell youngsters that just have faith in yourself and wait for the right time to come. Do not hurry, because the things, good things do not happen so easily. So just keep waiting till your turn comes. Until that time, you will have to put the effort daily, and you will not get the results of those efforts in a day or two. The collectively, when you get the results, I think you can be on this side of the camera that day. So I indeed wish them luck, and I hope that all of them discover out that what is their real potential, what journey they want to carry in life, and they just do not stay behind because they think that this is something which is impossible. Because I feel that with utter dedication and hard work, there is nothing impossible. And with the digital age, I think the resources are available everywhere. So just go and grab your opportunity, something I would tell all the youngsters there.
Gamini Singla, thank you so much for joining me on the program, sharing your views and your perspectives and your ideas and strategies as well. Wonderful having you on the program. I'd like to wish you the very best as well, because you're a bright young woman. The civil services is made for you, and you are made for the civil services. You're both a perfect match. And I can see that you will do not just your parents, but our entire nation proud with the kind of work that you do in the near future. I wish you the very best, and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. My pleasure. My pleasure talking to you.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Toppers Talk. That was Gamini Singla, of course, talking about her ideas and views as well. With that, it's a wrap, but do stay tuned for an important announcement, and I leave you with that. See you again next time.